Alright, so here we go. Solving irrational equations, and I want to do a quick analogy. I want to make like a relationship to something you might be familiar with from previous knowledge. And so I'm going to make some numbers up. So 6, that's the one number we see on top. 40, we see that on top, equals 14. But what I want to put on the bottom to change it, that doesn't correlate anything to these two numbers, would maybe be 9 and 3. And the deal is that in order for me to be able to take these two fractions and add them together, now if I had a calculator I can just add them, like no big deal. But to be able to add them together based upon just calculations, that means that this guy right here would need more. He only has 3, he needs 9, which means I would need to multiply both the bottom and the top by 3 to keep my equation balanced. So at this point, I would have 6 over 9 minus 120 over 9 is equal to 14. And I could actually simplify that now. I could actually solve that. Okay, so this is using some previous knowledge. So when we come over here and we look at this, to be able to move forward this problem, the first thing we need to be able to combine these two things to solve this problem is we need to have a like denominator, a common denominator. So let's rewrite this guy. We have 6 over x squared minus 40 over x is equal to 14. This guy has x squared. That means he's x times x. Well, that means this guy needs another x. Now he's x squared. Well, whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. So I rewrite this. This becomes 6 over x squared minus 40, don't forget that x you had on the top, over x squared equals 14. So we've created our situation now where we have to go and realize a property or another way that we can rewrite this statement. Since our common denominator is x squared, we can go ahead and call this x squared. On top, we can say 6 minus 40x equals 14. We're moving closer, pulling out some more properties, some more concepts. We now can put that over 1. Now the benefit of putting that over 1 now is because now we can cross multiply. We can take the 14 times the x squared and we can take the 60 minus 40x times 1. And what we're trying to do here is we're trying to rationalize this. We're trying to get things out of the denominator. So when we cross multiply, it doesn't matter which one goes first, we get 6 minus 40x, because anything times 1 is what you started with, equals 14x squared. Okay, hopefully once again your brain is saying, ooh, quadratic equation, which means that we are forced to put this thing into this format. That means that we want to set this equal to 0. We want to move everything to one side. So we're going to go ahead and move these guys over here. And the reason we're going to move them is because if we would have moved the 14, if we would have subtracted 14, then 14 would have been negative over here. And we don't like our leading coefficient to be negative. So at this point, we start on the left again. Our 6's cancel. Our 40's cancel. That means we get our 0. Our 14x squared has nobody else like him, so he comes down. Our 40x has no one like him, so he comes down. And our 6 has no one like him, so he comes down. Okay, so hopefully you're seeing quadratic formula, factoring. It always behooves us to take a common factor out, and each one of these has a 2 in it. Just makes our life a little bit easier. So this becomes 2, or 0 equals, and then we get 7x squared plus 20x minus 3. Now our number is just a little bit smaller. So now we have an a that's 7, a b that's 20, and a c that's negative 3. We plug it into our quadratic formula. So x is equal to we start simplifying that. pull out our calculator. We've got 20 squared minus 4 times 7 times negative 3. So we get 484 over 14. Let's just check that 484, see if it's a perfect square. It sure is. Yay! We're happy. Happy day. So now we have x is equal to negative 20 plus or minus 22 over 14. We still need to use our calculator to find both answers. So we still have the plus answer and we still have the minus answer, but that's no big deal. So now using our fraction key, we've got negative 20 plus 22. Oh, that's too many 2's. Over 14. So one answer is 1 over 7. And then remember, we can go back up, grab this guy, and now it's editable. And I subtract, and I get negative 3. So I get x is equal to 1 over 7, and x is equal to negative 3. Those are the solutions to this given, in this case here, rational equation that we're solving for x. Alright, so this last one, same concept. I'm not going to work it all the way out. What I'm going to do instead is get you started, and that'll help you know what to do in my math lab. So in this case here, very similar process, just a little more complicated. And so let me move some stuff around, create some more room here. So in this one, what we have is we have the same concept, but our denominator is just a little bit different. You can see that my denominator here, 2x minus 1 squared, that just means I need another 2x minus 1. So when I start writing this guy down, I've got 2 is equal to 7 over 2x minus 1 plus negative 3 over 2x minus 1 squared. So in order to have a common denominator, I need to have 2 of those. So now both of these are squared. Whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. And now I start simplifying. So now I have 2 is equal to 14x minus 7, remember the distributive property, plus a negative 3, all of that over 2x minus 1 quantity squared, because now we have the same common denominator, right? So we're just putting it over top. We combine some like terms here, so on the top we've got 14x minus 10 is equal to 2x minus 1 quantity squared. So we're so close. We're in a situation now where we just got a little bit more to get through. We realize we can throw a 1 underneath this guy right here, and then we can do a little cross multiplying. Oops, that's not what I wanted. We can cross multiply those guys, and we can cross multiply those guys. So that gives us 2x minus 1 quantity squared is equal to 14x minus 10. Alright, so I am going to stop right there. I am going to tell you, though, that you are going to need to FOIL this. So you will need to do 2x minus 1 times 2x minus 1 equals 14x minus 10. And then at that point, just like we did over here, once you get all of this FOILed out, you'll have to move everything to one side, so that essentially on this side you'll have ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, and then you'll be able to use your quadratic formula to solve. Alright, but I'm going to cut it off right there because of just the lengthy. So practice that, send me a note if you have any troubles, and we'll go from there.